watch out now, watch out, y'all. Howdy, hey guys, welcome back. We got another video, y'all. So I know y'all remember when I was doing a review on that nail gun that I had a project coming up. So here it goes, guys. I'm ready to start my project. What the project is, you probably already see it in the title. I'm getting ready to build a 12 by 16 shed, so that I'm able to turn into a little gym and have some storage area. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna just get right to it. First of all, my cement blocks, guys, I know they look a little old, so don't think I just went to the store and picked those up. I already had those. They were sitting in the dirt. But first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and start putting my cement blocks on the ground where I'm gonna be placing the shed, and arranging them apart separately, evenly, as you would call it, and then putting out my boards so that I'm able to make sure that all my spots are level. So that's gonna be the first step, just making sure everything is leveled and ready to go. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, so basically what I'm gonna be doing is laying out my 4x4s on the concrete blocks, just to make sure they all level. That's all I'm gonna be doing on this step. Bam! Watch out now, watch out now. So what y'all saw in the last video, guys, was me setting up all of the skids and all of the cement blocks and trying to get them good and leveled, try to get them spaced out evenly. So now in this, I'm just gonna spray paint. Even though I have pressure treated wood, I'm gonna spray paint them and get them all painted up. So I'm gonna flip them on the back sides, paint them, and try to paint all 4 sides so that I can start framing up my floor. So with that being said, man, y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, like I said, the only reason that I'm actually painting these is just to prolong the wood, to make it last a little longer. So with that being said, we can get right into it. Guys, we got all the skids painted. Well, 3 sides of the skids painted. We didn't paint the tops. I went and checked all my levels and make sure everything was good and level. And when you check your skids to make sure they're level, what you want to do is you want to get your level and you want to check it for level, which if you look at the bulb, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's level. And what you want to do is you want to check each skid. So you want to take the level, and how I have it ran between these 2 skids here, you want to run the level the same way with these 2 and the same way with the outside 2. Once you run it long ways like that, you want to run it with the actual skid itself. So you want to run it like that, and if you can see, it's level. And you want to take that and run each skid just the same way level, just to check, make sure everything is good and level. And once you do that, the next step, we're going to get into actually cutting our rim joists. And the rim joists of this particular shed is going to be 16 foot. So we have 2 16-foot boards here, pressure treated boards, but anytime you buy lumber, it's not going to be exactly 16 foot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure out the 16 foot and I'm gonna cut them off at 16 foot exactly, and then I'll place my rim joist here and my other rim joist will go here. And then we'll go and cut all of the 12-foot boards. And when we get to the 12-foot boards, you got to remember that if these are 12-foot boards and we want the total length of the shed to be 12 foot, you have to put into consideration your rim joist and these are 2x6s, so they're 1.5 inches wide. So if you got 1.5 inches wide on one end and you got another 1.5 inches wide on this end, that means you got 3 inches that you need to cut off on your 12-foot boards. So make sure you get 12 foot, cut off 3 inches of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on a little time lapse or whatever, and we're gonna cut these boards off. I'll be right back with you. All right guys, so I'm gonna be doing my floor joist is 16 inches on center. So what you want to do is, when you're doing 16 inches on center, you're gonna take your tape measure, and most tape measures, when you come to 16 inches, it'll be in red sometimes. So if you can see here, the 16 inches is in red. And what you want to do is, because I'm doing 2x6s, which is the same concept of go with 2x4s. So since I'm doing 16 inches on center, I'm gonna go three quarters of an inch either direction. You can either go in front or behind. And the reason that you want to do 3/4 of an inch is because the 2x4 or the 2x6, they're 1.5 inches wide. So if you do 1/4 of an inch, you can accommodate it, and you'll be able to get the center of the actual 2x4 16 inches on center. So what you want to do is, you come here at 3/4 of an inch over 16 inches, make your mark, and then you can take your speed square. Once you take your speed square, do your mark, and if you do an X here, you'll know the X is the side that the actual 16 inch on center would be at. This mark will be where the end of the 2x4 would be. And so you just go along every 16 inches on center doing the same mark, and I'll come back to you and let you know the next step. All right guys, once you already have your marks on one board, what you want to do is just go ahead and transcribe it to the other board. And once you have those marks set up, you can go ahead and lay those out where they're going to go, and then you can go ahead and proceed in cutting your 12-foot boards. And make sure that when you cut your 12-foot boards, you want to cut them, if you got 12 foot exact, you want to cut them 3 inches shorter to accommodate your rim joists on either side, on both sides. All right guys, so I went on and got the boards cut down to size. So what you want to do to start off, you just want to take one of your 12, well, your 11 foot 9 inch boards, and you want to butt it up to the end of your 16 foot board, which is your rim joist, and these are the regular joists. So I'm gonna get you guys put up and set up, and then we're gonna get started nailing this one down. I forgot to tell you guys that when you crown your boards, you want to crown your boards to where that the crown of the board is actually sticking up and not bowed down. So that, and the reason that you want to do that is because when you put your weight on the floor, you don't want the board to already be, you know, crowned down. You want the board to be crowned up. So once you put your weight on, it'll make the board actually stretch out and be leveled. So make sure you crown your boards, and all you want to do is pick up your board and look down the end of your board, and sometimes it seems straight and the other side might be a little more twisted than one side. So whatever side is twisted the worst, you want to put that side up. All right, and the nails I'm using 3-inch long galvanized nails. And you want to use galvanized nails because it's pressure treated, and you don't want the nails to corrode or rust up over time. And what they use to pressure treat these boards, it sometimes can cause regular nails and screws to corrode. So make sure you use galvanized. And I just got a little bit of oil that I'm gonna dump in my my air nailer, and we're gonna get started. Now you may hear my air compressor because I'm running a small air compressor, so it may just keep turning on every time I shoot. Sorry about the noise. Guys, it's just that simple. You want to take your nails and just shoot them in just like that. And because these are 2x6s, you want to shoot 3 nails in. If it was a 2x4, then you shoot 2 nails. But since we got 2x6s, you want to shoot 3. And remember, like I said, crown your boards. And my bow is on this board. It's bowing down like that. So what I want to do is flip it up so it'll bow up on this particular board. Y'all, so what I did off camera was I went on and painted the whole frame, and I added these blocking in. You don't have to add the blocking, I just added it because I kind of wanted to, you know, help strengthen it up a little bit, get some of the sway out of it. And also what I did off camera was I went on and found the diagonals, which what that means is you go from that corner, you measure from that corner all the way to the opposite corner, and you measure from that corner back to this corner, and you want to get those even. And then once you have those even, the same number across diagonally, then you know that your frame is square. So I'm gonna show you guys how to measure that really quick, and then I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse of me toenailing all of my 2x4s to my actual 4x4s, so that everything will be strong and pretty much together as one. When you toenail, I don't think it's actual science. I think as long as you toenail maybe every 24 inches or so away from each other, you should be fine. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you guys how to find your diagonal so that you're able to square up your frame, which you want your frame square before you put your sheathing on. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, to find your diagonal, to make sure that your frame is square, what you want to do is, and what I found to be easy for me, I mean it may be different for you guys, but what I found to be easy for me is if I go to the corner that I want to find a diagonal of, if I just hook it on the edge and just walk the way I want to go, and then I can come back and adjust it later. So I hook it right there. And then I adjust it. I just put it to the corner. Now that I know I have it to the corner, I go back to the opposite side. $239 3/4. Just do the same thing to this side. I hook it right there on the corner, on the edge. We have 239 3/4 inches. So what that means is that means the frame is square. And if your frame is not square, what you want to do is, whichever side is the longest side, so say from that side to that side is the longest, what you want to do is you want to get a hammer and go back to that end and knock that end up. And if you knock that end up, that's going to take away the distance from there and add to the distance from here. Add distance from here to there to increase that distance. So whichever is your longest side, you want to hit that side up or over, whichever you prefer. But I would prefer you to just hit it up so that you're able to push this end up, which will make this diagonal from this end to that corner longer, and it will shorten the diagonal from that corner to that corner. So that's pretty much it. That's how you find out if your building is square. I mean your flooring is square, so that you're able to put your sheathing down. The next step, I'm gonna just put you guys on a time lapse and toenail in the nails for the 2x6s to the actual 4x4s. So I have 4 4x4s. I'm gonna just go along and toenail each side, each 2x6. I have bracing. If you can see, I have bracing already put in. You don't have to put the bracing in, you could just toenail it, but I bought a few braces, so I put braces every so often on all the boards, all the 4x4s. If you want to, you can. If not, you don't have to. You could just toe nail it. So I'm gonna just put you guys on a time lapse and we're gonna get some work done. All right, guys, we almost finished with this floor, the bottom part of the shed. So the next step, or the last step for the floor, what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if you saw me in the time lapse. I went around to every floor joist, and I just drew a line with my pencil. I drew a line. If you can see this line right here, I drew a line at every joist all the way down, and the same thing on the opposite side. Which you don't have to draw a line. You could just follow your nail pattern. But the reason that I drew that line is because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just run a chalk line from here to here, and just snap a chalk line at every joist, so I know exactly where I can nail my boards down to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on a little time lapse, and just go ahead and finish buttoning down these floors, and go ahead and snap all my chalk lines, and just get to nailing. Nail them all down, make them permanent. All right, bear with me 1 second.